my talkSPORT colleague, Mr. Alex Crook. Alex, good morning to you. And I think one of your top stories involves Rennie's former club, Manchester United.
Yeah, good morning, Jim. Good morning, Rennie. Absolutely. Sofyan Amrabat, a player that we've been speaking about with regard to Manchester United for some time now. This is an interesting development. Sofyan Amrabat on the list of Al Ahly over in Saudi Arabia, the club of Al Maximan, amongst others. But I'm being told by a very reliable source that he only has eyes for Old Trafford. Manchester United still have a bit of work to do on this deal in order to get it done. Donny van der Beek attracting interest from Real Sociedad. Fred, who we know is on the list of Galatasaray, I think they're going to need to sell one of those in order to make this deal a reality. But the fact that Amrabat is willing to turn down the riches of Saudi Arabia to complete this dream move to Manchester United, I think should be music to the ears of their fans this morning.
Yeah, Amrabat, you were talking to me about him in the break there. You like him?
Yeah, he's a good player. Had a fantastic World Cup with Morocco as well. Brings something different to the team, which I think United needs. I think Erik is really building his side now, with the players that he's bringing in. Obviously, goalkeeper, Onana already. Mason Mount, which is, I think, looking with the eyes to the future because he's in similar positions as obviously Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes and obviously the striker Højlund, so he's definitely shaping it up in the way that he wants.
Would you be sorry to see Fred go? Sorry to see Van der Beek go?
No, not at all. I think they need to move on. I really do. I think new faces give new energy, new vibrancy within the team, and I think that's what they need.
Okay. Alex, Michael Olise, we spoke about him yesterday. Is he out of Palace?
Well, yeah, we spoke about him and Eberechi Eze, his teammate as well. We'll come on to Eze in a moment. A little bit of confusion around Olise because it's been suggested in some quarters that he has a release clause of £35 million. We've been told by Palace that isn't the case, but I do believe there is a mechanism in his contract similar to what Brighton did with Alexis Mac Allister, that if a certain offer is made by a certain date, then they will be entitled, Elise's camp, to negotiate with the buying club. Chelsea and Manchester City both very keen on him. Palace obviously want him to stay. Eze is an interesting one as well. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Palace are looking to try and tie him down, as we hinted at yesterday, to a new long-term deal. At the moment, doesn't look like he's going to sign that, and that will alert some of the biggest clubs in the Premier League. Eze, of course, who made his England debut against Malta in May. So two really talented players, both sought after, with regards to potentially leaving Crystal Palace.
Okay, now, Alex, you led the way yesterday on the story regarding West Ham United, regarding James Ward-Prowse, regarding 30 million quid. Would it be enough? Southampton said no, and West Ham told us they'd walk away. Anything new there?
Well, Russell Martin has been speaking to the media this morning. Southampton live on talkSPORT tomorrow against Sheffield Wednesday. He was asked directly, not just about Ward-Prowse, but about Romeo Lavia as well. Can you guarantee there'll be Southampton players? He was asked come the end of the window. He said, I can't guarantee that, and basically suggested that if an offer comes in for either player that suits Southampton's valuation, suits the player, then they could well be allowed to move on. But I think West Ham, if they are to go back in for Ward-Prowse, you say the indication was they wouldn't. I think it's going to take a much more serious bid than maybe has been made so far. One player we believe is on West Ham's radar is the Arsenal striker Folarin Balogun. He had such a good season in the French league last year. Will he get the opportunity at Arsenal? Well, he might, because Gabriel Jesus is injured now for the start of the season. But if they are open to offers, West Ham will want to be part of that conversation, I'm told.
Rennie, what's the more accurate valuation of Ward-Prowse, do you think? 30 million seemingly not enough.
Well, the value is obviously what a team needs. And with West Ham having sold Rice for quite some money, and I think Ward-Prowse would be a really, really good move for him to West Ham. But to make that blunt statement says something to me like, we go as far as this, that gives me the hint that they might have another target that we don't know of yet, that they might think, this is what we're going to offer Southampton, and if they don't want to take it, we're going to go for our other option.
Fair enough. Okay, and finally, intriguing story around Moises Caicedo, of course, still at Brighton, not at Chelsea, not likely yet to go to Chelsea, right?
Yeah, he swept the boards at the Player of the Year dinner, which only took place this week, actually delayed from the end of last season. As you say, intriguing story yesterday. We know the talks between Chelsea and Brighton haven't really moved on since that last offer was rejected, around about £80 million. Apparently, there's an unnamed club who've also made an offer to Brighton that's been rejected. We don't know for certain that that's a Premier League club. Could well be a club in Saudi Arabia, although it would be a big fee for them to pay. However, I can tell you it isn't Manchester United and it isn't Manchester City. So you can rule both of those out of the equation. You do wonder, could this potentially be a bit of a negotiating tactic to try and drive Chelsea back nearer that £100 million mark? We'll keep a close eye on it, that's for sure.